South Africa's long-awaited administrative adjudication of road traffic offences, or Aarto system, takes effect as of the 1st of December this year, changing how every motorist and fleet operator actually manages traffic fines. And with millions of traffic fines issued here in South Africa each year, the rollout of Aarto marks a national policy shift. And under the Demerit points system, each fine actually carries a point, and these can actually accumulate very quickly, also posing the real risk of license suspension once 15 demerit points are actually reached. Well, for a better understanding of the implications of the new system, we've roped in Mr. Berman, who is the CEO of Fines SA. Barry, great pleasure to have you with us on the show. So welcome to SA Today. So US Fines SA have issued a strong warning to motorists of the new rules and risks of the scheduled Aarto demerit system. What should motorists do in order to prepare themselves well ahead of the implementation come the 1st of December? What can they actively do to ensure they aren't at risk of losing their licenses or even face penalties?
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me on the show. Yes, there is one thing that everybody should be doing who has a motor vehicle registered in their name, and that is to sign up there are a few portals, Fines SA being the most prominent one. Then you will have visibility of all your outstanding infringements. So there can be no surprises, because the postal system may not deliver your infringement, or you may not, receive it for whatever reason. So once you have access to one of the online portals, either via the app, or you can physically go into the website and sign up, then you will see exactly what you have. And the advantage of having early visibility of your fines is that there are significant discounts that are offered. Very
great information there, Barry. Thank you for that. So, Barry, I had a similar discussion on a different platform regarding this topic, right? And one of the consistent questions that were raised was how corruption-proof is this system, especially where we are aware of some traffic officials that might take bribes or even work at high level within the traffic department, selling fraudulent papers and wiping off some fines, and also the risk of being erroneously penalized. Any official answers to these concerns from your side, at least?
I think, with this new Aarto system, it is, an automated system. So the infringements are automatically linked into the online databases. So payment shouldn't be made directly to a traffic official or even at a roadblock. Everything is available, on your phone or a PC. So that should allay fears that, there may be people's hands, in the wrong places. And then obviously we also supply images so that you can verify that it was actually your vehicle that was involved, in committing the offense.
Barry, just a quick one. I just have this question. Some people would like to know, as when the 1st of December arrives and, of course, the system kicks off, does this mean that every driver and motorist is starting on a clean slate, or it's already the fines that they've accumulated to that point that are going to count against them and find themselves in the demerit system?
So that is a very good question. So there are actually two traffic fine systems that are going to be running concurrently. The old system, which we've had for the last 48 years, those fines are still going to be valid. That's called the CPA system, the Criminal Procedure Act system. And those fines are not going to fall away, and they won't be carried over into the Aarto system. So motorists are advised to settle those fines timeously, because remember, that's part of a criminal process. So the law will take its course, and those fines will become summonses and then warrants. And then from the 1st of December, your Aarto fines are going to be payable with immediate effect. Obviously, there's a saving and a big incentive to pay within the first 32 days. And thereafter, there will be additional costs that are going to be added. And I think what motorists don't necessarily understand is that ultimately, those fines, if not paid, are going to become enforcement orders. And then you are going to be blocked on the system. And then the motorists are going to feel a lot of pain, because they're not going to be able to do anything on the system. For example, buying a car, selling a car, renewing a driver's license, renewing their car license. So invariably are going to be forced to pay for those fines.
Oof, what a stark reality there, Barry. Thank you so much for addressing that. So just for reference and some context, Barry, I know some people don't really act until it's far too late. So very simply, how will this demerit system work? Who will it mostly affect? And is there a way then you can also work these points off after being penalized and find yourself on the system?
Yes, so that is a very valid question. So what happens with the demerit points, as you stated at the beginning, you start with 15 points, and then depending on the severity of the offence, you can lose up to 6 points in one go. The good news is that if you then change your behaviour, and that's the whole idea for the system, is to change the motorist behaviour, then every 3 months you will recover 1 point. The bad news is that if you lose more than 15 points, then for every point over the 15 points, you lose your driver's license for 3 months.
Ooh. Wow.
So it is important to keep a handle on it via the Fines SA app. That's probably the best place to do it. And just, keep on top of it so that it doesn't escalate and then you won't be able to drive around.
Oh, I can hear some sighs somewhere, Barry, because people are just so shocked at the reality that they might actually lose some of their licenses. But maybe in closing and very quickly, Barry, you also stated that Aarto is not just another piece of legislation, right, but actually rewrites the rules of the road, and ignoring these will actually get a motorist in serious trouble. This is a very serious and stern warning, especially for those who we see on the daily, on the roads, disobeying traffic rules, and nothing happens to them. What are the real implications, and can we be hopeful of effective change on our drivers' behavior?
I mean, we've seen now, on a global level that this has become the best practice. The demerit points is going to become a reality very soon. And if you do not obey to the rules of the road, then you're not going to be able to drive. Your license is going to be taken away. So it's going to be very inconvenient if you depend on driving for your living. That's going to affect your pocket because you're not going to be able to physically drive your vehicle. And insurance companies will repudiate the claim if you do drive illegally. So it is a very real problem for motorists. And unfortunately, a lot of people are going to learn the hard way. But it is a good solution to the carnage that is happening on our roads.
So in effect, far-reaching consequences for not obeying the rules of the system. Barry, thank you so much for that insightful, of course, input this afternoon. That is Mr. Barry Berman, the CEO of Fines SA, giving us a stark warning to South African motorists as the Aarto demerit system is set to kick off come the 1st of December this year.